The secret to a thriving orchard is not tucked away in modern tech or hidden within chemicals, machinery, or any sophisticated new agricultural technique. It is found in timeless wisdom passed through generations. This is exactly how the Amish managed to boost their fruit yield by as much as 60%, all by tapping into nature's rhythms. Visit an Amish farm and you will see firsthand how each harvest tells a story of tradition and deep respect for the land. Here in these quiet and carefully tended fields or orchards, the Amish bring forth plentiful harvests without a drop of synthetic fertilizers or a trace of pesticides. Instead, they use methods passed down over the years, creating an intimate bond with the earth that lets their orchards flourish naturally. For decades, the Amish have fine-tuned the art of sustainable farming. They work with the seasons and nurture the soil, allowing it to return the favor with abundant harvests. Their techniques yield crops that are not only bountiful, but brimming with natural flavor and purity, showing a dedication to nature's balance. These methods extend beyond simply growing fruit. They focus on maintaining soil health and producing food that embodies the true flavor of the land. While we examine their traditional techniques, you will see how these techniques increase fruit yields by up to 60%, all without compromising the natural balance of their environment. This approach is not merely about agriculture. It is a way of honoring a deep-rooted philosophy of stewardship and respect for the earth. Growing robust fruit starts in the earth, where the foundation remains hidden yet crucial: the soil. The Amish, with wisdom passed down over generations, know that healthy, vibrant crops depend on what lies beneath, not just on what is visible. This deep connection to soil care is woven into their farming practices, grounded in natural methods, sustainable by design, and always in tune with nature. Their approach to soil care involves techniques carefully chosen to restore balance to the land. To nourish the earth, Amish farmers rely on homemade compost filled with kitchen scraps and organic bits, turning would-be waste into soil-enriching nutrients. They also incorporate manure from farm animals, adding nitrogen and key minerals that fortify the soil, making it ripe for strong plant growth. Then, there is crop rotation, a method where they alternate what grows in each plot every season. This simple shift replenishes nutrients and keeps pests and diseases at bay, keeping the soil in top shape without needing synthetic interventions. Why go through all this effort? For Amish farmers, soil care is not just a task. It is like setting up a storehouse of possibility. When soil flourishes, crops grow hardier, plants stand up to tough conditions, and yields are higher. Good soil also soaks up water like a sponge, so crops need less irrigation, especially when rains are scarce. Amish farmers ensure their fields stay productive by cultivating their land so carefully, now and for the future, supporting generations yet to come. Naturally, there are things to watch out for. Take manure, for instance. It can be harmful if used too soon, carrying bacteria or high ammonia levels that hurt plants. To prevent this, Amish farmers let manure sit and break down before adding it to their fields, making sure it is safe, nutrient-dense, and primed for crops. Another intriguing aspect of Amish soil management is green manure. This is not real manure, though. Rather, it consists of cover crops such as clover, rye, or alfalfa, planted during off-seasons to prevent erosion and enrich the soil when they are incorporated. By avoiding synthetic fertilizers, this approach fosters a natural cycle that maintains soil fertility. For the Amish, every inch of soil narrates its unique tale, sharing stories of previous crops and the potential of future yields, illustrating their dedication to eco-friendly agriculture and reverence for the land that sustains them. As the Amish nurture their soil, they see it just as vital to care for the ecosystems nearby. Working with nature, instead of opposing it, has helped them keep balanced and thriving orchards. For these Amish farmers, managing pests does not mean reaching for chemicals or synthetic solutions. They see it as a collaboration with nature. They know that a harmonious ecosystem can handle much of pest control itself. So they go for a peaceful approach, welcoming helpful creatures as allies. Ladybugs, birds, and even frogs join them as nature's defense, helping to keep harmful bugs in check. Their orchards transform into more than mere farmland. They become rich, lively ecosystems, brimming with life working together in balance. Bringing in these natural helpers takes a bit of planning and simple yet purposeful acts. For example, ladybugs feast on aphids, so the Amish either introduce these little allies or lure them by planting flowers like marigolds. The marigolds add color to the orchards while drawing beneficial insects, providing food and a cozy spot for them. Birds, who love munching on caterpillars and beetles, are drawn in by birdhouses and feeders spread through the orchard. Frogs and toads help control slugs and ground pests. They are encouraged to stay by creating small ponds or damp hideaways they can enjoy. This style of pest control does more than just protect crops. It fosters a bond between the Amish and the world around them. Encouraging biodiversity in their orchards, they build an ecosystem tough enough to handle pests and other challenges. It is an approach rooted in the Amish belief of working alongside nature, where the land becomes self-sustaining and regenerative. Amish farmers take care to make sure their allies have proper habitats to avoid overpopulation or attracting unwanted predators. For instance, birdhouses bring insect-eating birds, but too many could invite bigger predators, disturbing the balance. They keep a close watch, adjusting to ensure the cycle stays healthy and beneficial. Interestingly, this method aligns with integrated pest management, a strategy now gaining traction in organic farming. For the Amish, though, it is simply the wisdom passed down over time, a reminder of how nature can provide. Their approach to farming does not just aim at good crops. It cultivates a thriving orchard that supports itself. An Amish orchard buzzing with birds, ladybugs, and frogs stands as a testament to nature's power, a beautiful reminder that sometimes the best way to protect is to welcome nature itself. One way the Amish embrace nature's rhythm is through companion planting, a smart mix that lets plants thrive together while keeping pests at bay. Companion planting goes beyond technique. It is a natural partnership where both plants and farmers benefit. Just like people feel better around good neighbors, plants perk up with the right companions. By matching certain plants, Amish farmers can repel pests, boost crop health, and even enhance flavors, all without synthetic chemicals. This approach turns their fields into lively communities where each plant helps its neighbor, making for a sustainable and peaceful farming method. Companion planting is not random, it is planned with care. Marigolds, with their strong scent, are stars in Amish fields, warding off pests like aphids and nematodes. Basil, another go-to, not only deters bugs but also brings out the best flavor in nearby crops like tomatoes. Garlic serves as a natural guard, driving away pests like Japanese beetles and aphids. Amish farmers create a pest-free zone and a setting where plants truly support each other by planting these friends around fruit trees or veggie patches. Beyond warding off pests, companion planting builds resilience and nurtures crops to grow healthier. When plants with similar needs live side by side, they create small environments that keep soil rich and moist. Certain legumes, for example, release nitrogen that boosts the plants around them. This connected method not only enriches the soil, but also stays true to the Amish way of living in synchrony with nature. Amish farmers stay mindful, though, about giving each plant the space and light it needs to avoid over-competition. They observe, making sure plants have what they need to thrive together and not fight for resources. This watchful balance helps keep orchards and gardens healthy, thriving, and full of life. Companion planting has roots stretching back centuries. Indigenous peoples, for instance, practice the Native American Three Sisters method, planting corn, beans, and squash as partners. Amish farmers carry on this age-old wisdom, showing that sometimes the best ideas come from past generations. For them, companion planting is a gentle reminder of how life intertwines each piece, helping the other to grow strong in a natural and balanced way. Alongside companion planting, mulching plays a crucial role. This simple layer of organic material protects and nourishes the soil, helping trees establish stronger roots. It is a vital practice that supports healthy and productive trees. The Amish use a mix of straw, wood chips, and grass clippings to form this layer around the base of trees, creating a natural barrier that protects the soil. Much like a blanket, mulch covers the ground to keep weeds at bay, retain moisture, and regulate soil temperature, helping their fruit trees grow strong and resilient. The process of mulching is simple yet powerful. Amish farmers spread materials like straw and wood chips around the roots, forming a protective cover that locks in moisture and prevents it from evaporating under the hot sun. This water retention is crucial, especially during dry spells, as it keeps the soil hydrated, ensuring that tree roots receive a steady supply of moisture. The mulch layer also insulates the ground, keeping the soil warmer in winter and cooler in summer. This stabilizes the tree's environment throughout the seasons. Beyond temperature control and moisture retention, mulcher enriches the soil as it gradually decomposes, adding organic matter that enhances soil structure and provides nutrients for the trees. This layer not only nurtures the roots, but also reduces soil erosion, further promoting root stability. By keeping weeds from sprouting around the trees, mulch also minimizes competition for nutrients, giving the fruit trees a better chance to thrive without interference. When applying mulch, Amish farmers take care to avoid piling it directly against the tree trunk, which can trap moisture and lead to rot. They leave a small gap around the base, allowing the trunk to breathe while still protecting the roots. This thoughtful practice maintains the balance between moisture and air circulation, keeping the trees healthy and safe from decay. An interesting fact about mulching is that it mirrors natural forest ecosystems, where fallen leaves and organic matter accumulate on the forest floor. This natural mulch helps wild trees grow deep roots and thrive in diverse conditions. By mimicking this process, Amish farmers foster a self-sustaining environment for their fruit trees, allowing them to grow strong, deep-rooted, and abundant. This shows the power of simple, time-honored techniques in sustainable farming. To further enrich the earth, homemade fertilizers add essential nutrients and give each tree a nourishing boost. In Amish orchards, nourishing the soil means more than adding basic fertilizer. It is a way of crafting nutrient-rich blends that feed both soil and trees alike. The Amish use homemade fertilizers packed with natural ingredients, such as fish emulsion, compost tea, and bone meal. Each of them was chosen for its ability to promote strength, resilience, and productivity in the trees. These fertilizers act as a feast for the soil, enriching it with essential nutrients and allowing trees to flourish, which they repay with healthy and abundant harvests. The process starts with composting, a foundational practice that turns organic waste into a potent soil conditioner. Beyond compost, Amish farmers may also supplement with natural fertilizers like seaweed or kelp mixtures. These additions provide essential micronutrients, which improve plant vigor, stress resistance, and overall health. This helps the trees produce more fruit, even in challenging conditions. The nutrients from these fertilizers do not just support growth, they help create an environment where the plants are equipped to fend off disease and withstand adverse weather. When it comes to pest management, the Amish prefer natural solutions over chemical pesticides, maintaining harmony in the orchard's ecosystem. For instance, a simple spray made from garlic or neem oil can effectively repel insects, while sparing beneficial creatures like ladybugs and pollinators. Opting for non-toxic homemade remedies, the Amish protect their crops without disrupting the orchard's balance, ensuring that these natural helpers can continue to thrive. One additional practice that adds a direct nutrient boost is foliar feeding, using compost tea as a spray. This tea, made by brewing compost in water, is then strained and applied to the leaves and fruit of the trees, where it provides a quick dose of essential nutrients. Foliar feeding strengthens the plants against disease, enhances the tree's natural defenses, and ultimately improves yield. This method ensures that nutrients are absorbed directly where they are needed most, giving the trees a timely boost that complements soil-based nutrition. Altogether, these practices reveal the Amish commitment to holistic orchard care, one that respects natural processes, values sustainability, and fosters self-reliant farming methods that create a thriving ecosystem and a rich harvest year after year. Just as healthy soil strengthens the roots, careful pruning allows sunlight and air to reach every branch. This encourages robust growth. The Amish consider pruning more than a task. They see it as a skilled craft that plays a vital role in nurturing a tree's health and productivity. Each cut is carefully planned, allowing sunlight and air to penetrate deep into the tree's canopy, a method that minimizes dampness and discourages diseases, which thrive in shaded and crowded areas. Removing unnecessary branches, the Amish help the tree focus its energy on developing fewer but larger and healthier fruits. The pruning process begins with an assessment of the tree's structure, identifying branches that may be crossing, shading, or crowding others. Dead, diseased, or damaged branches are often the first to go, as their removal immediately opens up space and reduces any lingering threats of infection. The thinning of fruit clusters follows, allowing the remaining fruits to grow larger and sweeter, as they now receive the full support of the tree's resources. Safety and timing are important considerations in this process. Pruning is usually done during the dormant season, before new growth begins, as this minimizes stress on the tree and reduces the chance of spreading disease. By strategically pruning, Amish farmers not only enhance the yield and quality of each harvest, but also contribute to the long-term health and structural stability of the trees. An interesting aspect of this tradition is the careful attention given to each tree's needs. Amish farmers see pruning not as a one-size-fits-all approach, but as a tailored practice. This way, pruning is not just a means to an end, but a ritual of care that preserves the tree's vitality, ensuring that it continues to bear fruit year after year. After each tree is carefully pruned, the next step is hydration. Watering is carried out with a level of precision that exemplifies their resourceful and mindful approach to farming. The Amish use drip irrigation, a method that slowly delivers water directly to the roots of the trees. This ensures each drop goes exactly where it is needed. This technique minimizes water waste by providing moisture directly to the soil around the root zone, which not only conserves water but also reduces the risk of mold or fungal diseases that can occur when leaves and fruits are constantly wet. Drip irrigation offers a balanced environment that promotes deep root growth and resilience even during drier seasons by keeping the foliage dry while nurturing the roots with consistent moisture. The controlled flow of water ensures that trees are not overwatered, which can suffocate roots and harm the plant's growth. This method allows Amish farmers to maintain the health of their trees and fruit quality without relying on excessive amounts of water, a crucial advantage during times of limited rainfall. An interesting aspect of drip irrigation is its adaptability. The Amish can easily adjust the flow to meet the specific needs of each tree, accounting for factors like soil type and seasonal water requirements. This careful management of water resources is not only an example of sustainable agriculture, but also reflects a deep respect for natural resources and emphasizes their commitment to farming practices that sustain both the land and their harvests. To nourish their roots, Amish farmers rely on water. Yet some of their tiniest allies, the pollinators, help each blossom bear fruit. These small yet mighty helpers, like bees, butterflies, and other pollinators, play a crucial role in transforming blossoms into harvest-ready fruit. The Amish honor these tireless workers by creating welcoming habitats to support them. Planting wildflowers around field and orchard edges provides a steady supply of nectar and pollen-rich plants, attracting pollinators and sustaining them across the growing season. This method goes beyond aiding fruit trees. It nurtures a thriving and biodiverse ecosystem that supports farming in a way naturally. Pollinators, from buzzing bees to fluttering butterflies, carry pollen between flowers, a vital step for fruit to develop. Without these helpers, even the healthiest trees would struggle to bear fruit. To keep pollinators around, Amish farmers often add native flowering plants with staggered bloom times, ensuring there is food for bees and butterflies throughout the season. This thoughtful planning not only boosts fruit yield, but also sustains pollinator populations, which are shrinking in many areas due to habitat loss and chemical use. In protecting these fragile allies, Amish farmers skip synthetic pesticides, choosing natural pest control methods instead. This dedication to creating pollinator-friendly spaces benefits more than just the orchard. It highlights the Amish respect for nature's balance, fostering an environment where each piece of the ecosystem plays its part in a fruitful harvest. Through these intentional practices, Amish farmers not only improve their yield, but also safeguard a vital part of their natural legacy. To strengthen the same orchard further, each season Amish farmers diligently gather seeds from their strongest and healthiest trees. a practice that combines careful selection and practical creativity. The Amish cultivate a more resilient orchard with each passing year by selecting seeds from the toughest trees, those that have withstood pests, diseases, and environmental challenges. This process of natural selection guarantees that only the trees best adapted to the local environment continue to flourish. Over time, this practice leads to a collection of plants that are not only tougher against diseases, but also more productive, yielding abundant and flavorful fruit. For trees that do not naturally grow true to their parent plant, Amish farmers employ grafting techniques to propagate the hardest and most productive varieties. Grafting allows them to attach a branch from a chosen parent tree onto a rootstock, creating a tree with the best traits of both. This practice has a long-standing tradition in Amish communities. This enables farmers to cultivate varieties that are especially well-suited to their specific soil and climate conditions. In addition to improving resistance, this method of seed selection and grafting enhances the quality of the fruit itself, resulting in harvests that are not only more plentiful, but also richer in flavor. The dedication to strengthening their orchards through these practices embodies the Amish commitment to sustainable farming and self-reliance, ensuring their crops are resilient without relying on chemical inputs. They produce orchards that are both productive and enduring by working with nature's strengths. Grafting lets the Amish unite the hardiest roots with the most fruitful varieties. This creates a blend of resilience and abundance, which boosts strength and productivity. Amish farmers have mastered the craft of blending strengths from different trees, fostering orchards that are both tough and productive. Grafting is a technique of joining a branch or bud called the scion from one tree to the root system of another, known as the rootstock. Through this, they merge the best traits from both trees, typically pairing a rootstock that resists disease and harsh conditions with a scion yielding high quality and plentiful fruit. This age-old technique, passed down over generations, ensures each tree thrives in the local soil and climate while producing a crop that meets the community's needs year after year. The rootstock in grafting provides a sturdy foundation, offering the tree greater resistance to soil-borne diseases and pests. This is especially important in the Amish tradition of sustainable farming, where chemical inputs are minimized. Amish farmers can maintain healthier trees without relying on pesticides by selecting resilient rootstocks, while this preserves the natural balance within the orchard. The resilient base enables the trees to absorb nutrients more efficiently, which helps each plant grow strong and withstand environmental stresses like drought, frost, or poor soil quality. With grafting, Amish farmers can also grow multiple fruit varieties within the same orchard or even on a single tree by grafting different types of scions onto the same rootstock. This technique allows for diversity in the harvest, with apples, pears, or other fruits ripening at various times. This diversity is beneficial for both the family and the ecosystem. A variety of fruits attract different pollinators, supporting biodiversity in the orchard and reducing the reliance on a single crop. This thoughtful approach to grafting not only enriches the Amish diet, but also promotes a healthier and more balanced environment. Another advantage of grafting is the increased productivity it brings to each tree. Since the scion's growth is supported by the robust root system of the rootstock, the tree can direct more of its energy toward fruit production rather than survival. The result is an abundant yield of high-quality fruit that meets both the family's dietary needs and their values of self-reliance. The Amish tradition of grafting showcases their dedication to working in harmony with nature to produce bountiful harvests. Grafting is not only a practical farming method, but also a deeply rooted tradition within Amish culture. It reflects a respect for the land and a commitment to self-sufficiency, as farmers carefully select the best plants to perpetuate through grafting. The patience and skill involved in this process demonstrate the Amish approach to agriculture, one that values longevity, productivity, and sustainability. This age-old practice ensures that each generation can continue to cultivate an orchard that is both productive and resilient, mirroring the resilience of Amish communities themselves. As the fruit ripens, the Amish practice selective harvesting, picking at peak ripeness to promote steady growth throughout the season. Amish farmers take a patient and thoughtful approach to harvesting, carefully selecting each piece of fruit only when it reaches its peak ripeness. Rather than gathering an entire crop in one go, they focus on hand-picking individual fruits as they mature. This method ensures that every piece of fruit harvested is at its best in flavor, texture, and nutritional value, enhancing the quality of the produce shared at Amish tables or sold at markets. The farmers maximize the natural sweetness and appeal of their harvest by allowing each fruit to reach its full potential on the planet. Hey! This practice of selective harvesting also benefits the health and longevity of the trees and plants themselves. By taking only the ripest fruits, Amish farmers avoid placing unnecessary stress on the plant. Harvesting everything at once can disrupt a plant's energy balance, but gradual picking allows it to continue absorbing nutrients and producing new growth. This promotes a healthier and more vigorous plant that is prepared to yield more fruit throughout the season and, potentially, for years to come. It is an approach that emphasizes not just immediate results, but long-term sustainability. The method of harvesting gradually can also increase overall yield over time. When fruits are picked selectively at peak ripeness, the plant can allocate its energy toward developing new buds and fruits instead of recovering from the depletion caused by an all-at-once harvest. This continuous growth cycle allows the plant to keep producing throughout the season, potentially increasing the total harvest without compromising quality. This reflects the Amish commitment to practices that balance productivity with ecological health, creating a steady and bountiful supply of fresh fruit. To make this selective harvest method work, Amish farmers need to observe their crops closely and make frequent rounds in their orchards or fields. This dedication to watching over each plant fosters a deeper connection to the land, allowing farmers to better understand the needs and cycles of their crops. It also strengthens the community's appreciation for the seasonality of food, as each piece of fruit is gathered in its own time, reinforcing a rhythm that aligns with the natural geography of the area and the crop itself. Selective harvesting, at its heart, showcases the Amish value of patience and respect for nature's pace. Although it is a labor-intensive approach, it pays off with higher quality fruit, healthier plants, and a sustainable yield that serves the needs of the present without compromising future harvests. In taking the time to harvest gradually, the Amish honor their relationship with the land, ensuring that both the plants and the people who rely on them continue to thrive together. Each small step in Amish farming builds toward an orchard that thrives with an abundance of fruit, all without synthetic chemicals. For the Amish, farming is more than just growing crops. It is a way of life that is steeped in respect for and cooperation with the land. They produce a harvest that's not only full of flavor, but also rich in health, sustainability, and purpose. By choosing to nurture rather than dominate, their methods show that working alongside nature can bring about true abundance. Every detail in their approach creates a balanced space for plants to flourish. The Amish prove that nature has everything needed to sustain life as long as it is given the chance. Their methods are a testament to the value of patience, respect, and mindful care for the earth, yielding fruits that hold the land's essence, better flavors, vibrant health, and a deep connection to the soil. For those starting a natural garden or orchard, these practices provide a solid blueprint. This way of farming calls for attention to each plant's needs, patience for nature's timing, and a dedication to nurturing the earth. The most rewarding harvests do not come from overpowering nature, they come from working with it, honoring the rhythms and life that enrich the soil and crops. This philosophy points toward a sustainable farming future, where bountiful yields do not harm the environment. If you are inspired to try natural growing practices, remember, a rich harvest comes from devotion and a commitment to nurturing the earth in return. Now, having seen how the Amish maximize their harvests, check out this video to learn how they preserve fruits for as long as 15 years without a refrigerator.